Grandy and Lloyd are a little worse for wear. They had quite an ordeal back out on the highway while we were trying to gather monster eggs. But now we have all the monster eggs we need for our buddy Oscar and his rival. Oh, you guys from Crossbell City. That doesn't seem right, considering the bus just left a few minutes ago. Huh? You walked here? You city folk must all be crazy. You looking for Chief Tolta? Keep heading towards the back of the village, and you'll run straight into his house. Can't miss it. Thank you. It's a bus stop. While we're here, let's dig up whatever leads we can about the monsters, and then head back. You mean you don't want to walk some more? The magnificent views you can find here are, in my opinion, some of the best treats Armorica has to offer. Ooh, I'm getting sleepy. I wonder if anyone would notice if I snuck into a barn and took a quick nap. Maybe I'll sneak into a barn and take a short nap. But there's a bed right behind you. Why wouldn't you take your nap in the bed? But if Derek found out, he'd probably end up scolding me, so maybe it's not worth it. A nap is always worth it. Always. Man, this place is too cheery. It's just plain dull. What I wouldn't give for something crazy to happen like last time. Alright, well this kid obviously wants another monster attack. Who the heck are you guys? Huh? Police officers? I can't tell if the complete lack of recognition is better or worse than the typical response we get. Better, right? Because now she's a blank slate, and we can give her a good impression. She'll defend us when other people make fun of us. Police! I'll remember that now. But what did they do again? These two bundles of energy are my kids. Cute, aren't they? Though, after what happened, I'm afraid to let them play outside by themselves. Makes sense? Oh, you folks looking for anything? I recommend the honey, Armorica specialty. Buy as much as you'd like. Excuse me, folks. If you need to buy something, head over to the counter. My grandson may take a little longer to get your order ready, but please try to be patient with him. Sure. Morning. Welcome to Ruhr General Store. Ow, I bit my tongue. Sorry. Welcome to Ruhr General Store. Feel free to look around. Gramps can be downright evil sometimes. Me working the counter. Unbelievable. You get where I'm coming from, right? Oops, I'm probably a little out of line. Sorry about that. What would you rather be doing? Speed +5. That could be nice. A model orbital car. Not a real orbital car. A decoration for Lloyd's room. Oh. What about the honey, though? Is honey syrup bottled in Armorica Village. A sugar substitute known for being sweet without being too rich. Interesting. Can we just get it in the city, though? Is the question. Alright, we might be back later. That crystal-like gleam of the water, the shadows of the fish outlined by the bright sunlight. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh man, I think I saw a massive shadow just now. Oh, what I wouldn't give to own my own fishing rod. We would like one too. Celia is just so adorable. Her smile gives me life. Aww. Welcome, good to have you in. Oh, some first-time visitors I see. You've caught us during our slow hour. Take your time to look over the menu, okay? My dad's cooking is the best around. Don't be shy to give it a taste. A bite to eat here at the Ash Tree Inn will leave you feeling fully refreshed. Alright, now that I've sated my appetite with a big meal, I think it's time to drop my line and see what bites. Oh hey! Were you the guy taking care of the fish tank at the guild? Can we steal your fishing rod? Welcome to the Ash Tree Inn. Care for a drink? From what I can see, you all look dead tired. Don't go overworking yourselves now. You know what? How about a bite to eat? I could whip up something simple in no time flat. Speaking of food, it's almost noon, isn't it? I better start getting ready for rush hour. Most of the farmers like to get lunch here during their break. I mean, hard not to when you're the only restaurant in town, right? We do like the CP. %, okay. We might be back. Oh, whoops. We were heading for the stairs. Stupid fields as far as the eye can see. If we have to move, I'd much rather live in Michelin. The theme park? Makes sense. This place has no department store, no theater, and even had a monster attack a while back. Wake me up when we're back in Crossbell City. Alright, somebody's a little spoiled. Oh, did you come from the city too? My son and I have been staying in Armorica village for a while now. A calm place, free from the hustle and bustle of the city. This is the life I've longed for. Maybe we should move here officially after all. Alright, well, good luck, have fun. Oh wait. Is this the Elder's house? Huh. No, it's just a regular house. This has to be the Elder's house, right? It's the biggest place in town. Oh, yes! Ooh. You're really going to take that EP Cut 1. Haven't the Armoricans been through enough? But it's going to help us solve the mystery. Which will ultimately help them, in the end. Right? Hello? If things keep going like this, I don't know how long the village will last. What? Can't you see that I'm busy? Rude. Huh? You have business with Chief Tolta. His house is right over there. You have business with Chief Tolta, right? His house is right over there. He has a guest, but they should be wrapping up right about now. Okay. Anything back here? No? Alright. Kind-looking man. It was a pleasure doing business with you. Thank you for your continued support. Yes, and same to you. Though, are you sure that price is okay on your end? It's 20% more than what the other merchants paid. Well, you could just take that as a sign of how highly prized this village's specialty is. I assure you, I'll be making plenty of profit. There's no need to worry about me. I'm glad to hear it. Always a pleasure to work with you. And feel free to bring your wife and son here with you next time you visit. Your whole family is welcome in Armorica anytime. I think I'll do just that. Take care, Chief Tolta. I'm sure I'll be back soon. Yes, until next time. Interesting. Oh, pardon me. That man just now. He seemed to be a merchant. In any event, seems like we found the chief's house. And who might you all be? Trespassers, clearly. Pardon the intrusion. Polite trespassers. Are you the chief of this village, perhaps? Indeed I am. My name is Tolta. Are you folks tourists? No, sir. We're here to investigate the recent monster attack in the village. Oh, yes, that whole issue. The folks over at the Guardian Force have stopped by a few times already. Unfortunately, they couldn't find any conclusive leads. However, I'm full of confidence now that all of you are on the job. Does he think we're bracers? There's no way! This sudden optimism is familiar. Yup. Same misunderstanding as usual. I'm past the point where it surprises me anymore. It's because they don't wear uniforms. Sorry, sir. I should have been more clear. About what? Despite what you may be thinking, we aren't from the Bracer Guild. You know, the CGF doesn't seem to have the same bad rep that the CPD does. Why is that? Is it just because the CGF is like, their presence isn't as felt in the city? Because they're guarding the border and all that? So there's not much for the citizens to complain about, perhaps? We're from the Crossbell Police Department, Special Support Section. I see. Looking at you, I'd have never guessed you were with the police department. It's the uniforms! I apologize for the misunderstanding. The police rarely visit Armorica Village, so I can't say I was expecting this. On the other hand, we've seen a number of bracers come through our gates, following Arios' example. Ah, you don't say. Man, how could that guy be so busy 24/7 and still have the time to pop in to check up on everyone? Anyway, Chief Tolta. As we explained, we came here as part of our investigation into the monster attacks. If you don't mind, could we have you give us the details? Of course, let me think. It happened about 3 weeks ago, on the night of a new moon. A pack of monsters snuck into our village, laying waste to any crops they could find. Fruit, wheat, even our livestock was hit. Every household in the village was affected by it to some degree. And there were no eyewitnesses, correct? Yes, unlike the rowdy folk in the city, people here tend to go to sleep earlier. After all, we need to be up with the roosters for our farm work, so by that time of night, most of us were already fast asleep. It was when we woke up the next morning that we found the paw prints and damage the monsters had left in their wake. We're still doubtful that, like, the wolves went after the livestock, and yet nobody heard the livestock being slaughtered. I see. Is that how you were able to identify them as wolf-like monsters? That's right, the paw prints they left were unmistakable. Fortunately, the CGF just so happened to be patrolling by the village later that day. Once we informed them about the attack, They conducted a search of the perimeter just to be safe. Yet they didn't find a single trace of the monsters. Just as it's written in the CGF's report. Indeed so. It's now been 3 weeks since then, and we haven't had another attack since. To be honest, I thought this was a one-time issue. But... I'm sorry to hear that other locations have been attacked as well. So are we. We were noticing on the way in that the whole village looks pretty peaceful for a place that got raided by monsters not that long ago. Weren't your losses pretty heavy? No, it isn't as bad as you think. While it's true that nearly every household was affected, the damage to each of them was relatively light. Question mark? Really? I thought it was much worse. This is merely a rough estimate, but I'd wager the total loss was around 100,000 mira. Still, a loss is a loss. It was a stressful time for the village. Thankfully, we were able to strike a business deal that'll help us recover. I'm happy to say that we've finally been able to break even from our losses now. A business deal. Was it with the guest that just left? That's right, he's a trader from the city. Over the past few years, we've maintained a healthy business relationship. After hearing about the damages, he increased his offers by a wide margin, bless his soul. Wow! You don't see that kind of generosity too often in people. He sounds like a kind man. A trader, huh? That explains his fancy getup. Threats like that don't come cheap. You know what? One of the cars at the front of the village was probably his as well. Yes, well... And the other car was maybe like a village car, right? Considering the shape Crossbell is in, these damages are the least of our worries. Chief Tolta? Sorry, could you explain? Oops, looks like I got caught up in the moment. My apologies. Don't worry about all that nonsense. Hey now, Chief, you can't just leave us hanging like that. Drop a juicy tidbit like that in front of us, and of course we're gonna want to know more. Agreed. I do not appreciate being left in the dark. I suppose I understand what you mean. The ramblings of an old man may not be that interesting to young people like yourselves, but if you're still curious, I can explain. Yes, sir. Please, tell us everything you know. At this point, any information at all might be able to help our investigation. Well, if you insist. Music changed. Have you ever heard of the Divine Wolves? Divine Wolves. As in, wolves with divine power. I do not believe such a term exists in the database. Just as I thought. This legend must be long lost in the city. A shame, really. Sorry, but what exactly is a divine wolf? I don't think I've ever heard the term before. The divine wolves are an ancient species of beast that once resided in Crossbell. Does he think that the village got raided by these divine wolves? As like, a punishment? Stories describe them as wolves with fur as white as snow. You don't mean... Could these divine wolves be the culprits behind Armorica Village's damages? There's no evidence for it, of course, but personally, I wouldn't be surprised if they were. You see, the old legends mention that these divine wolves are not ordinary creatures, but holy beasts, sent by Adios herself. Long ago, this land of Crossbell was a place rife with conflict and drenched in blood. Oh, so they were messengers of the goddess. Essentially. And they put an end to the conflict? As the divine wolves watched the foolishness of man play out before them, they would occasionally help the weak or injured. At least, that's how the legend goes. I can't believe I'd never heard this before. Something about this sounds familiar. Yeah, I think I read a fairy tale about a white wolf when I was a little kid. Maybe we could find it at the library. If I remember right, they had a book like that at the library. Yes, I've no doubt the legend of the Divine Wolves serves as the basis for that particular fairy tale. As I'm sure you are all aware, Crossbell has undergone drastic changes in the past few decades. Once it became the center of trade in Zamuria, being influenced by both the Empire and Republic, Crossbell began to forget its own past. And with that, the Divine Wolves slowly vanished. ... Huh, sounds like they just got fed up with our bullcrap. Can't say I blame them. Those are my thoughts exactly. But it's hard to say for certain what the Divine Wolves' true intentions are. If they have returned after all this time, I can only imagine it would be to warn us of things to come. Why would you think that? It may be out of my place to say, but I feel that Crossbell City has been developing too rapidly and too aggressively. Last time I took the bus down to visit, all those changes left my jaw on the floor. It's as if people are so caught up living in the moment, they no longer have the time to remember the past. That's how I see it, anyway. ... I don't know what to say. Oh dear, I wasn't intending to lambast you poor kids with a sermon. I just think it's possible that this attack might have been a warning from the returning Divine Wolves. It's just one way of interpreting things, I suppose. But it looks to me like you all took the story a bit too seriously. Please, ignore me. Those are nothing more than the ramblings of an old man who doesn't know when to stop talking. Oh no, sir. Not at all. That was very valuable information. I think we may even be able to tackle this case from a new angle now. I guess it was worth it then. Well, back to the subject at hand. You came here to conduct an investigation, right? Is there anything I could do to assist you? Yes, actually. May we have your permission to ask the villagers about the incident? As long as it's you four, that shouldn't be a problem. Aw, he likes us. And it's about noon, too. Perfect. Most people should be getting back from their farm work right about this time. Still, an investigation. Here. Maybe I haven't given the CPD enough credit. You may be a match for the guild. Thank you! That is the nicest thing anybody has said to us this entire game. The only thing I'm certain of is that it took place in the dead of night. I don't know whether you'll find relevant information, but you're free to ask around the village for any details. Most of our farmers should be home by now, or at least on their way back. Quite a few of them like to eat lunch at the Ash Tree Inn by the river. Why don't you go there first? You know, the little kid might have been the one to see something, right? The one who wanted more exciting stuff. They seem like the type of kid who would get up in the middle of the night to investigate these things. To investigate strange noises. Just like my husband, I was fast asleep while the beasts attacked. I'm sorry. I wish I could be of more help to you. I have an idea. Why don't you ask the people who live near where the brunt of the damage was? We mainly suffered attacks to the apiary, livestock, and crops. I recommend you ask the people in charge of those more about it. Thank you. That is a banister. Ellie. Divine wolves, eh? Who knew we'd be adding some legendary beasties to our list of suspects? Right? Unfortunately, we can't confirm or deny their existence at the moment. But it's something to keep in mind as we continue our investigation. What a very Lloyd thing to say. At the very least, the paw prints found at the scene of the crime confirmed the presence of some kind of wolf-like beasts. But they somehow managed to vanish without a trace. It does not make sense. If they left paw prints, you would normally be able to follow them back to their origin. Right, chalk that up as another mystery. We're dealing with something that was able to elude the CGF's investigators. Well, for all we know, they might have just slunk off through some secret path in the woods. So no use straining your brain over it till we get more details, you know? Yeah, you're right. Alright, let's start with gathering whatever intel we can around here. And considering it's already noon, we might as well grab lunch while we're here too. I can't wait. The hike really stirred up my appetite. Same here. I'm always down for some grub. Why don't we head on over to the inn and see what info we can find on the way? Sure. Rude guy is gone. Not too long ago, our fields got torn to shreds by some monsters. Darn things didn't even spare our livestock. We found some paw prints that looked like they were from some kind of canine. Whatever it was, I can say it ain't from around these parts, that's for sure. Maybe they really were those divine wolves the chief was talking about. Whatever kind of wolf it was that attacked our fields isn't from around these parts, I can tell you that much. Maybe they really were those divine wolves the chief was talking about. Interesting. Earlier, I heard the chief mention something about divine wolves. He may be my father, but I can't help getting annoyed that he won't let go of silly things like so-called divine wolves. Oh, you're his son. Okay. I just want him to start focusing on improving the village, not worrying about things from the past. We lost livestock in the attack, which was a direct result of a lack of village defenses. I was right, the village has to adapt. Chief told us, no, father's way of running the village isn't going to work anymore. What kind of defenses, though? We can't, yeah, no. Did those wolves do something bad to the village? I don't really know what happened. My mom came out to watch me play a little while ago. Is that because of this whole wolf thing? So I heard Chief Tolta mention that divine wolves were the culprit or something. We don't even need to worry. If they mess with us again, the Great Camille will teach them a lesson. If I want to become a bracer, I can't afford to slack off now. Armorica, you're safe under my protection. Alright, sure. During the day, you'll find my husband tending the fields near the village. He's on his lunch break now. With all this talk of monsters in the recent attack, I wish he wouldn't stray too far from the village. I've been worried sick ever since that happened. I rarely let my kids out of my sight now. Makes sense. The apiary certainly took a hit in that wolf attack, and by extension so did we, but our losses really weren't as significant as you'd expect. The whole thing sounds so absurd when you actually think about it. I mean, if some monsters were behind it, shouldn't there have been more damage? Exactly. I guess we were lucky. I'll need to give an extra prayer today to thank Adios for protecting us like she did. You hear what Harold did. After catching wind of the tough times we've been having after the attack, he came and bought Armorica goods at higher prices. You know, honesty and trustworthiness are key traits for traders to have. Harold may still be young, but he's a mighty good man. That really was very nice of him. Huh? The attack 3 weeks ago. You mean that one everyone's been making a big deal about? I was fast asleep when it happened, so I don't remember much about it. Plus, I heard we've already made up for the losses we took. Why can't we just forget about it and move on? Because it might happen again? Chief Tolta already said that we've recovered from all the damages. Wouldn't it be better to forget about those monsters and move on? Such a nice day out. Oh, you guys here to do a little fishing too? Not exactly. We're officers from the Crossbell Police Department. We're here to investigate the monster attack that took place roughly 3 weeks ago. You don't strike me as Armorican. But if you know anything about it, anything at all, please do tell us. Oh, so that's what you're here for. If memory serves me right, I was trying to catch a python head around then, so I wasn't actually in the village. You could bet your horses I heard the stories afterwards, though. I see. Well, thank you for letting us have a moment of your time. We'll just have to find leads elsewhere. Sorry I couldn't be more helpful. But man, y'all have to travel all the way out here for police stuff. Not gonna lie, that sounds rough. Oh, that reminds me. You guys happen to fish? Yes? Yes we do. A day as beautiful as this comes once in a blue moon. Would be a shame if you weren't able to kick back and enjoy the sun for a bit. Thank you! Oh, I can't forget about this either. Fishing notebook. This notebook is an angler's best friend. You can use it to record every detail about every catch, from color to size. Are you sure this is okay? It's like you're giving us an entire starting kit. No worries. I'm a part of the Fisherman's Guild. Our whole mission is to promote the culture and magnificence of fishing. It's common practice for us to have a few beginner sets on hand, in case we run into someone interested in fishing. We stopped by their building before. I think I have a better idea of what they do now after meeting this guy. Hey, this is a stroke of luck. Now we've got a nice hobby we can do between jobs or something. Right, while one of us, not me, Tio. While one of us, not me, fishes, the rest can take the chance to rest. Rest is a necessity, you know. From what you're saying, I'm guessing you two are still tired from the walk here. Now that I think about it, the last time I fished was when Guy first taught me. Once Guy joined the police, we never had much time to go, but maybe I should try to get back into it. Aww. If you're itching to try it out, there's a pretty nice fishing spot in Armorica. Right here. I mean, over there. See that little jetty over there? Cast your line around there and you'll get bites in no time. I appreciate the advice. Thanks for everything. A ripple on the water surface indicates a prime spot for fishing. After interacting with the fishing spot and selecting the proper rod and bait, Lloyd will cast his line. When the exclamation mark pops up, quickly press a button to reel in Lloyd's catch. Be careful, the fish can get away with the bait. Any button? Information regarding caught fish is recorded in the fishing notebook, so give it a look. If that's such a prime fishing spot though, why are you fishing over here on this bridge? Hello. So if you go to that dude on the bridge, he will give you a whole kit to start fishing. Huh? You want to know about the night those wolves attacked? No, we wanted to entice you to join the guild. Well, I know it's been about 3 weeks since then. Sorry, I don't remember much more than that. Sorry, Armorican Carp, but you're about to get schooled. Wow. Wow. A cheap, adjustable, all-purpose tackle that is easy to use. Please enjoy freshwater fishing. Grinding vegetables into paste. Various types of carp. Squiggles and squirms grotesquely, but fish love them. Okay. Ooh. There was a fishing spot. On the highway too. On our way over here. We don't recall if it was like actually accessible though, but it's fine. Farm work requires love and dedication. we make sure to treat every single crop like it was a child of ours. When our fields were hit by the attack, I'm sure you can imagine how much that hurt the village, right? Our little crops that we worked so hard to raise, destroyed. To us, it was like finding out our very own children had gotten hurt. That's rough. The villagers do not have a good time. The morning after the incident, I found my truck covered head to toe in these ugly scratches. Goddess, it drives me up the darned wall every time I think about it. This here truck's crucial to the village's business. Whoever did this has hell to pay. Anyway, these scratch marks definitely came from some kind of canine. Sorry, hard to control my accent whenever I get overexcited. Why was I born that way? It never happens to my sister, Miria. Interesting. Alright, lunchtime. Oh. Aren't you? Oh, it's you. You're a trader from Crossbell City, aren't you? That's right. I suppose Chief Tolta must have told you. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Harold Hayworth. I run a small trading company out of Crossbell City. Did the four of you come here as buyers too? No, actually we're... The SSS introduced themselves and explained the reason they came to Armorica Village. Oh, you're with the CPD. My apologies for the misunderstanding. The Special Support Section, though. Why does that name sound so familiar? Oh, of course, the Crossbell Times. Good grief. I take it you read that article on us. Please try not to let that influence your opinion of us. There's no need to be embarrassed. All I see is a group of individuals who are working hard in a newly formed division of the CPD. Aww. Sure, that article may not have been the most flattering, but to be honest, I thought it genuinely tried to paint your efforts as earnest. Did it? Did it really? Do you really think so? I suppose it could be interpreted like that, from a more optimistic perspective. Well, it's too bad we're not very optimistic people. Well, maybe knowing the author just made us assume the worst. Anyway, you mentioned wolf-like monsters. I've heard talk of a similar incident that took place over at St. Ursula Medical College. It's worrisome to think this is happening all over. Do you do business with St. Ursula too, Mr. Hayworth? Yes, I do. You see, I wholesale medical supplies to them every so often. Rumor has it that someone there was injured during the attack. Also, wasn't there some damage over in that mining town, Maze, too? Unfortunately so. The Guardian Force is conducting a search there as we speak. That's reassuring, at least. Perhaps I should pay Mains a visit as well. And offer them more money as well? For their ore? By the way, Mr. Hayworth, something has me curious. We heard you gave the village a very generous offer on the goods you came here to buy today. Did Chief Tolta tell you that too? I assure you, it wasn't an act of charity or anything of the sort. Armorica's specialty items, especially their honey, received glowing reviews these past few months. I simply wanted to use the opportunity to leave a nice impression on the people here. It's just good business, after all. Pretty shrewd, I'll give you that. I believe I understand now. As they say, trust is the foundation of business. If that's the case, you must be running a smooth operation. Oh no, I still have a lot to learn about business. Also, allow me to apologize. I sincerely wish I had more useful information to give you. No, please don't let that bother you. After all, we should be the ones apologizing, taking up all your time like this. Not at all. Best of luck to you all with your investigation. Seems like a decent guy. I'm sorry that I can't be of any help to you all. I wasn't near the area where the damages occurred. If these attacks continue throughout Crossbell, I imagine most of the public will be on edge. Please continue to do your best in your investigation, Special Support Section. You have my full support. I'm sure that your investigation will clear the fog surrounding these attacks. I have faith in you four. Continue to work hard in your investigation. You have my full support. Seems like a decent guy. Like, he didn't have to pay more for the honey, right? Big bad wolves sneaking into a village? Something that crazy would never happen in Crossbell City. This entire situation sucks. Why the heck would my mom want to move to a place like this? We're surprised he's not more excited about the wolves, honestly. The recent attack gave me quite the scare. Considering how peaceful it was that night, I could hardly believe my eyes. I know we're living out in the countryside, but it's still a bit unnerving to see monsters wander into civilized areas. Huh? You want information on those wolves? Well, the fields I was in charge of were damaged a little bit, so that wasn't great. Bear in mind, no one actually saw the beasts, so they might be smarter than we think. I mean, they have eluded the CGF so far, so... The fields that I'm in charge of were damaged a bit by the wolves. It was definitely a challenge to get everything back in working order. Mr. Hayworth told us that he's going to be heading home soon. Don't you just love him? He's so kind, genuine, and handsome. And married. Can you believe he's married? He even has a kid. Oh, I am so jealous of his wife. If you're looking for Mr. Hayworth, he's up on the second floor. I hope he comes back soon. Munch, munch. Your omelet rice is the real deal, Gofan. If I could have a plate of this on my deathbed, I could die happy. Glad to hear my laboring in the kitchen is well worth the effort. Excuse us, sorry to interrupt. Can I help you? Yes, actually. You see, we're from the Crossbell Police Department. We were curious to know if you had any details regarding the wolf attack. Can you remember anything at all? The incident 3 weeks ago, you mean? From what I recall, everyone had work pretty early the next day, so we were all asleep by that time. It was like the monsters appeared at the perfect time to strike. Talk about an unlucky break. I'm afraid that's all I can really share with you. That's about all I'd be able to tell you too. Most of the guests I've talked to didn't see anything either. That's unfortunate. And here I was, hoping for some solid evidence right off the bat. Well, that's how investigations go. Answers only show up when you're patient and steadily gather information. That may be, but do you think we can take a break? My stomach is going to implode. Aw, Tio. Oh, you folks haven't eaten yet. This is the perfect opportunity to get you four hooked on our in-specialty omelet rice. On the house. Oh no, that's not necessary, sir. Nonsense! Just think of it as my way of welcoming some new friends. We like this village. Or just think of it as a marketing tactic. Next time you visit Armorica Village, come stop by the Ash Tree Inn for lunch. Can't refuse that generosity, can we? Lloyd, we might as well take him up on his kind offer, if that's the case. I second that notion. Well, okay, I guess. We'd love some omelet rice. Good deal. Why don't you folks find yourselves an empty table while I whip up your meal? These people are so nice. In only a few minutes, 4 steaming plates of omelet rice were brought to Lloyd's table. The SSS, after demolishing the deliciously simple meal, felt completely recovered from their long hike to Armorica Village. The day before the attack, everyone in the village went to sleep early because we had to wake up at dawn for work. It was like the monsters appeared at the perfect time to strike. Talk about an unlucky break. I'm afraid that's all I can really share with you. The damages to the village as a whole ended up being not that serious. That's something to be thankful for, at least. I really hope this doesn't happen to us again, though. Most people who tend to the fields come back during lunchtime. I can't say that business is booming, but we manage. I'm just happy to keep this place running for my regulars. Mr. Hayworth usually spends the night here when he's in town, you know. I consider him a regular, so I toss him something free of charge every now and then. If you're looking for Mr. Hayworth, he's up on the second floor. I believe this should conclude our investigation here. I agree. Shame we didn't really learn anything new. Eyewitness testimonies aside, I was positive we'd find someone who at least heard a wolf howling or something. It is strange. Anyway, I think we've covered just about everything we can here. Next up is St. Ursula Medical College. We'll have to head back to the city first, though. Sounds good to me. Though I can't say I'm eager to make the trek all the way back there. Me neither. It is not worth the trouble. Or pain. You heard the ladies, Lloyd. Time to carry them back on your bags. Loud and clear. Let's go check when the next bus arrives at the bus stop. Okay. So we didn't really get any new leads for the investigation. Other than the fairy tale about ancient divine wolves coming down to help the helpless. I mean, maybe. We like the village, though. We like the people in this village. They are very kind.